kicked out, divorced, and alone, but my son and I are enough. I never imagined my life would be like this. I'm a single mom, raising my autistic son. But the journey here, it's been a brutal one. It all started when my son was diagnosed. At first, I didn't understand what it meant, but over time, I began to see the world wasn't as accepting of him as I had hoped. Family was the first to judge. My parents, who had always been my safety net, were the first to turn their backs. They told me I was doing something wrong, that I wasn't disciplining him enough. "Why can't you just make him normal?" they would ask, their voices full of frustration. The hardest part? When they kicked me out. I was devastated, but I didn't have the luxury of falling apart. I had a child to care for. My marriage crumbled shortly after. My husband couldn't handle the stress, the constant challenges, the endless therapies, and the stares in public. He filed for divorce, leaving me alone with my son. The loneliness was suffocating, but I had no choice but to keep going. Out there, the world was just as harsh. People would stare at my son when he stims or makes noises in public. Teachers would sigh when he had trouble following directions, labeling him as a problem child. Other parents would avoid us, casting judgment in the form of whispered words behind our backs. I felt like I was drowning in the weight of it all, my family, my marriage, and society telling me that my son and I didn't fit the mold. But there's something they don't know. Every day, I see the beautiful, unique soul my son is. Yes, he's different, but so am I. We're two pieces of a puzzle that doesn't fit in anyone else's idea of perfection, and that's okay. We don't need to be normal to be loved, to be valid, or to have value. So I fight for him every single day. I fight for his right to exist in a world that doesn't always understand him. I fight for myself, too, because I deserve to be loved and accepted just as much as he does. We may not have family or a traditional support system, but we have each other. And honestly, that's all we need.